Hello there. So Football Manager 2017 has had its first look. Sports Interactive released a trailer with the help of Watford Football Club to show us a few little bits about the game. And I thought, it's my job, isn't it, to talk about the bits in the game. So let's see what they've got on offer so far this year. We should note at the beginning, it's a work in progress. So whatever we see now is subject to change. Let's have a look through though. First things first, we'll watch the whole trailer and then we'll go through it bit by bit. Right then, first look preview. Nice opening shot there. I mean, we'll go through it all in a moment. A few shots. Goalkeepers look like they're capable as ever. Some of these stadiums look a little bit nicer as well, which I thought was interesting. 1,000 new features, 20,000 new media items. Don't know what that means. 1,500 new animations. Loads more features to come, big and small, revealed mid-October. Right then, well, okay. Now, for the benefit of this video, my face is going to go now. Bye. But the voice is still here. So, let's go to picture number 1. If we take a look at this then, we can see that it looks familiar to what we've probably seen before. That is, to me, a pretty much carbon copy, smaller, so I assume it's being played on a smaller monitor, but that looks very familiar to what we've seen before. I honestly can't see many changes, apart from perhaps where it says 671 people are away from home. Yeah, that's the featured update on that one. Okay, slide number 2, we look at the profile of Aurelio Gomez. Again, it looks similar. I've had a look at it. There's not a great deal for me to say, oh, that's different, this is different, that's different. Yeah, again, it looks rather similar. Even all of the sort of the attributes as well, they seem to be the same as last year. I mean, if you spot anything, comments. Okay, slide number 3. Things do take a little change here. Transfers and contracts look to be a little bit different. There's now a reason to put players on loan, which I think is great. It says needs to increase the playing time. You can kind of see that in the centre there. So yeah, that's the advice summary. So it's not so much that we're being told that we have to update contracts, but it's that we're being told that, look, there's reasons for these players to go out on loan or maybe to be transfer listed, and those are those reasons. Again, apart from that, not a great deal there that is changed. It does, though, tell you when the message came in. 8:58, very early start there. And also, if you look in the top left-hand corner, it's Saturday 16th of July, you can see it says fitness tests at 3 o'clock. So obviously you can let players now who maybe are short of fitness on the sort of the orange injury bar go for a fitness test. Ooh, hopefully they don't make the managers do fitness tests. That would be awful. Choosing the Watford captain, there seems to be a screen that's changed. Before it was just sort of names and you had to look yourself for the leadership roles, but it looks to me as if they're now lining it up for you. They're making it a lot easier to see. It is hidden behind the 1,000 new features. But yeah, they're showing you obviously the leadership and something else there. We can't quite distinguish it. But yeah, that's essentially, they're going to let you choose the captain with a little bit more information put in front of your eyes, which for me is perfect. Now, commercial summary. They've changed the screen ever so slightly. They've made it look a little bit fancier. You can see their sponsorship, broadcast money, match day commercial retail. The team that sold the most shirts, or the player that sold the most shirts, is now visualised. You can now see that said shirt that they bought and think, oh, I could put that on my back. Basically, they've changed the commercial summary page. It looks like that now. It's more pleasing on the eyes. I'll give them that. My eyes are loving that one. Now, this is a big moment for us all. The Chief Data Analyst. Now, before, I used to consider myself to have that role. I was the Chief Data Analyst, but now you can hire your very own. There must be enough of them out there. I feel like, in a way, this is a little nod to Football Manager of, yeah, because of our game, people are hiring these ones. So yeah, you can be your own Opta Joe now if you wish to be. Watford have got Fabio Corradini as their Chief Data Analyst. Oh, well, lucky you. He's got 18 motivating, which for a data analyst seems a lot. Okay, slide number 7, this is, there's about 20 of these. This is, again, they've changed the monthly financial update, something we haven't actually had before. We've never had a monthly financial update, especially not looking like this. You can see where the incomes come in. I guess for teams that are losing money, this is going to make you more aware of that, which I think for some people will be a little bit nerve-wracking. But yeah, there you are. Then you can see it in all its glory. You can see the overall balance, the profit loss. Essentially, all the things you can see on the financial screen are now laid out as monthly reports, which actually I quite like, because if you're going into debt, you can try and find ways to stop that and see that month on month. So I actually think that's not too bad. All right, number 8, I have a quick report on the late fitness test regarding the conditioning. Now, we mentioned this before. Juan Carlos Perez has had a fitness test. The medical team advised you that while you are free to discard this advice, you will increase the chance of aggregating injuries by selecting the player who's not yet fully fit. So I do quite like that. Players that have come back from injury, obviously, now get an opportunity to have a 30-minute. I mean, I don't know how long you get, but also their recommendations to limit it to 30 minutes of action, so you actually get an idea. So if you wanted to risk someone for the last 10 minutes, you potentially could do, which is new, and to me is quite a nice thing, because before it was like you were just guessing. Oh, he could be injured. What's he? Hurt his hand. Get him on the pitch. 20,000 plus new media items. Not entirely sure what that means. But here you can see another screen, action zones. You can compare what it seems to be anyway, are the two teams, which is different. I don't know if you could have two of those pro zone screens together, but it's in the analysis tab. I don't think that was there before, so another new shot for us, new screen. I mean, they're probably going to try and show us the new screens. Okay, number 10 this is. Deeney impresses Watford. Good. I'm forwarding the following news article for your attention. So I've obviously been sent this by the press officer. I don't know what he thinks. I mean, can I say no? You're not posting this on our website. I think you should tell them that we won 4-0 instead of 2-1. I'm not sure I see. I don't know why I'm being forwarded that. That looks like spam. I mean, can we get... How long will it be until Football Manager has a spam folder? That's the real question. Now, Lewis Rogers is now qualified as a homegrown in our nation after being an English resident for over 3 years. I don't think... I mean, we have been told that before, but not necessarily in that way. You can see there on the right side it says homegrown status. So I'm assuming that with that there now, you find out sort of the progress ongoing of multiple players, which is quite nice. You could kind of do that if you did your own research yourself, but to have it in front of you again, it's nice. Would we put this in the spam folder? I don't know. The choose managerial style has changed. There's now options. You can be a youth developer. Well, you can have different options. You can see. You obviously pick what side you would prefer to be on, but now you can kind of tune your own style. There's motivator there. There's youth development. There's knowledge, tactical, and task something enforcer. We'll say. I don't know. So obviously they're giving you a few more options there, which is nice because you want to see existing features improved upon. And if this improves upon it and makes it sort of tuned to what you want to be as a manager, then that's good. Hopefully there's more than just this though. Okay, more pro zone stuff. You can now see heat maps for either side on either team, which I think is really interesting. You get a little bit of information. You see Troy Deeney's done a lot of running. Barry Fuller's won a lot of tackles. But it's nice to see that side by side. I have used pro zone a lot this year, and to look at that screen, you have to look at one, then look at the other, which was awkward. It was annoying. But now, obviously, you can look at both heat maps and you can see where the game has been won and lost, which I do like. Good. That one's good. Okay, next screenshot, and we're looking at a tactical scout report of the team that we're about to play. It looks nicer than before, I would have to say. You get quite a nice idea of where players are playing. That you've not seen a screen like that before, which I think is nice. It shows you the formation. It shows you potentially the roles in which they're playing. You can kind of tell from the forward players that they're playing potentially a shadow striker, maybe even a false nine, deep line forward, that kind of thing, with a poacher. And that can help you adapt a little bit. Obviously, you can look at manager and tactics, squad comparison, ones to watch, and unavailability, which apparently there's no one. So... okay. Right, the 15th screenshot. We're coming towards the end now. This is a look at the under-21s, a deeper look at the under-21s. I used to feel like we'd find out what happened in the under-21s game. You might have won 2-1, but you don't really know how the players in that match have played unless you go into the game. But now, again, it's right in front of your eyes. You can see the average ratings from your under-18s. You can see how they're getting on in their under-18s group. It's just nice to have that in front of you. It's something that I will now take more notice of, where before I wouldn't have. If I see a player, say Reece Stray, great name, has had sort of 4 or 5 games in a row where he's got like an 8-point-something rating, that might be a time to bring him up to the first team and give him a little bit of action. So, like to see that sort of thing. Makes my eyes happy. Now, this screen might be the best screen I've seen of the whole thing so far. This might be the one screen I like. It's the team report screen, and they've put it in an actual formation, and you can see who plays in what roles and how that could work for your team. That screen there is something that I like a lot. It's quite simple, but the idea behind it's good because the visual. Look, I can visualize it now. It makes me feel happy. I put my face on screen there. That might have weirded you out a little bit. But yeah, pretty self-explanatory. You can create the formation you want. You see which players you've got in those areas. Obviously, you can select any formation, the 5-3-2 on this occasion, and then see how which players and what the depth of those players is in those areas. Like it. Good screen. 10 out of 10. Another transfer window, a transfer offer. Troy Deeney. I think this is where, Watford have made a bid. Hang on. Watford make an offer for Troy Deeney. But Troy Deeney's already at the... He's already in the... we'll move on from that one. I need to check something on this one. Hang on a minute. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is where a player has done a coaching course. We've never seen that before. Right then. So, if they're not available for matches because of it, I'll be annoyed. Yeah, we've got a FA Cup semi-final coming up. I've really got to be working on my corner drills, so I'll be busy. That's out of order. But generally, it's quite nice because you can obviously work them into your team quicker than you would have done before, and they'll be a more capable coach or scout or whatever. So, yeah, players can now be coaches. Or learn to be coaches. Right, 19. Watford training camp underway. This is giving you a little calendar. Tells you who's missing for the training camp and who you've got coming up in said training camp. The estimated cost of that, the duration of it. Again, my eyes are pleased. Not much more to say, though. Now, team reports. The strengths. Now, this is interesting because this is the strengths and weaknesses of my own team, and it's a tactical look at it. It's a statistical look at it, you might say. Well, the top one is physically strong squad that has little to worry about in that department. But the next one, 12 of the total 23 assists have come from the left-hand side of the pitch. So you're finding out, and this is quite a big thing, really. You're finding out a lot more about your team, which is something that I think while we try and do it in our own heads, when it's laid out like this, you can see it a lot easier. I actually think what this screen will do is make people better at the game, which I think overall is what people kind of want. I guess it'll depend on how accurate these are, though. We don't know at this stage. We don't know how accurate it is. It might be nonsense. We don't know. They might be tricking us. It's a risk. Be aware. Okay, screen 21, and again, this is the tactics screen. I'm going to be honest, it looks like last year's tactics screen. I have no more to say. Pre-season team watch. This is obviously how we got on in pre-season. The formation that we played, the media prediction. That's what the media seem to be expecting us to play. It's we forwarded on. Again, could this go in the spam folder? I've done pre-season. I would know about this. I don't know. Unless, of course, you let your assistant do it, and then you wouldn't know, and then this would tell you. And then finally, the way in which you select your team is different. It looks different. They've got badges. So, yeah. I mean, it's nice. It might be a bit... I mean, it was fine as it was. But, yeah. So there we are then. That wraps up our look at Football Manager 2017 so far. If there's any more news and you'd like me to cover it, do let me know. This has been a little run through. I say little run through. How long has this gone on for? Jesus wept. So yeah, that's the trailer. You might be interested. I mean, we looked at the very start. There was some of the animated things that we saw as well. I mean, I'll put those on screen now. The players obviously walk out of the tunnel, which is interesting. I mean, I don't know what... I'll be honest, I don't know what the point is at this stage. Maybe it'll all make sense when the actual game's out. It's a teaser trailer after all. Some of the other animations, though, I do think look really good. I think the players running look great. The crowds look slightly improved. The stadiums in general look better. I think they've improved that as well. They put, obviously, that there's a lot more animations in the game, and that's good. You want to see that. Goalkeepers still look a little bit like they don't want to be goalkeepers. But overall, all in all, I'm relatively happy. It's not groundbreaking. They've not announced any sort of major new features like they did last year with draft mode and Creator Club, of course, but it's a teaser. Like, they're going to announce a lot more this time next month, you'd imagine. And I feel teased. Would it make me go and pre-order the game if I hadn't already? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's close because obviously if you're an addict, you'd get it anyway, wouldn't you? But all in all, I think it's interesting. There are a few points there that I think are interesting. Obviously, I'll mention that if you want to pre-order the game, I'm not being paid to say this, although I probably bloody should be. If you want to get it a little bit cheaper and you've had the last few Football Managers, if you get it on Steam, you can get it at a bit of a discount. It's 5% for every game you've had over the last sort of 4 years. So, I mean, do that by all means. If you want to see more Football Manager news and Football Manager videos coming up over the next few years and months, years was a bit of a stretch. I'm not going to be doing this when I'm 40, I don't think. Do subscribe to the channel, and if you want to see more content, subscribe to the channel. Like the video is what I was going to say. Messed it up. Right then, that does bring us to the end, and I'll see you again soon. Dr. Benji FM, out. Well, goalkeepers still look questionable.